Hello everyone! It's that time of year again. Yes, summer is here. And so are like 3 summer banners that are going on right now. Oh, sweet Jesus. So, I did a tier list with my personal take on spring units. I think it was spring, no, bride units, bridal units. A couple months back when we had that banner, and it's something I wanted to start doing with the seasonal banners. However, there are a lot of summer banners, as you can see, right below me. That said, I'm going to break this one up into 2. So the first set of banners that we have include the Elysian Summer, and then Summer's Arrival, and then Summer Returns, I think, are the 3 banners. Either way, we have Awakening representation, we have freaking Sacred Stones representation, and then we have Muspel Neefel rep as well. So I'm very excited. So let's get into this, man. Let's just tier these. Based on last time, you guys want some structure how I do this, rather than stuff just being completely random. So how I'm basing things is basically going to be BST, or base stat total, and then art. Because that's all I genuinely care about. Base kit is base kit, right? I personally don't really fire off special units all that often, unless they come with something really, really good, because I know eventually we'll see a seal that will kind of take care of things for me, and plus they're hard to get for the most part, so unless I have like multiple copies, I'm definitely not firing them off. So the base kit doesn't really matter. Plus, after 3 years of banners now, the Gen 1, the Book 1 banners are not going to be nearly as good skills-wise as the new ones. So pairing, let's say, Summer Frederick up against Summer Laegjarn, for example, really not good. We all know who's winning that just based on base kit. And even, like, hell, Bendi's base kit is terrible. So I don't want that to impact anything. Obviously, if you love the unit, you want to build it up as best you can anyway. So those are my stipulations. That's how I'm approaching this. Let's tier some heroes. Summer Frederick. BST 149. That's not terrible. His weapon is okay. In fact, this whole banner has kind of like a kind of Fury type effect with all of their weapons. None of his stats are like amazing per se. They're all just kind of generally meh. So I think to establish a solid tier line, the art is pretty darn good. I'm gonna give him a C. He's not terrible, but he ain't great. We're gonna give him a C. Summer Robin, and I know what you're thinking. Oh, it's a waifu. He's gonna rate her really high. Well, yeah, okay, she is waifu, okay. I get it, I understand. But there's a couple things that step out about female Summer Robin. What is this, all these adjectives? BST 158, that was pretty good for Gen 1, you know? Book 1 had a lower BST average that we had to try and accomplish here. And I appreciate that. That was pretty good for the time, alright? Her weapon, again, has that kind of Fury-ish like effect, and I appreciate that about her. But her art also has a very sad, scared, dead, and or terrified fish. So that doesn't come around very often. Also, I'm going to point out, Mayo did the art. And Mayo is God tier. And so that is an easy S-class for me. Easy S-class. Next up, Gaius. I genuinely do like Gaius. I think he's a cool dude. He loves candy. And his weapons tend to show that. He was an infantry archer unit, infantry bow, colorless bow, so not before the colored bows. He has a BST of 148. Not that great. But, again, weapon with the Fury-ish like kind of effect, that's not terrible. You know? I think we could all do far, far worse in things. And again, this was book 1 we're looking at. So overall, I don't think he's too bad. His art, I'm not the biggest fan of his art. I'm genuinely not the biggest fan of his art. So because of that, all things considered, I'm going to have to give him B class. I think he's a solid B. I have nothing against Gaius, but I don't know. He's cool, but he's not quite up to A tier. Oh, it's Tiki. I bet he's going to rate Tiki really high because she's like a top tier waifu for Ryan. Yes, 100% yes. Tiki can do no wrong. She has a fantastic weapon, the melon something. I don't remember, but it has a watermelon, and there's a smashing thing to go with that, and I like that. BST 158 or 157 actually, still pretty good. Not 158, but still pretty good. I don't have that many axe units that I genuinely like, and so Summer Tiki has always kind of come in very handy for me. She's also pretty tanky, honestly. 32 defense is bonkers. All right. Again, similar weapon with the Fury-ish like effect, and then the art is also pretty darn good. So I'm gonna give Tiki a solid A because I like her. And I like that she has a summer version, and I don't have that many good axe infantry units that I can rely on. Noire goes through a lot of back troubles for all of us, and I think we should appreciate her because of that. However, the art styling is not necessarily my cup of tea. Her pose is kind of weird, and also her BST is 151. Now, that's a lot better than Gaius, for example, but I don't know, alright? I'm not the biggest fan of Noire, and I know I'm going to get hate for that. But if she had an artist that maybe I was a bigger fan, like if Mayo did it, it's an automatic S tier. That's just how we roll here. But I just don't know how I feel about Noire. She's also got kind of a Fury effect also, but without the recoil if she initiates combat, so there's that. Her weapon's pretty good. Her weapon's honestly pretty good. I gotta give her A, B tier. I'm gonna put her between. I'm gonna give her a B plus A minus. That's how I'm rolling with this. That's right. I'm cheating the system. You guys didn't think that tier existed? It's happening. I'm putting her between the A and B tier because I think she's better than Gaius, but I don't think she's as good as Tiki, and I love both of them more than her, so naturally she would go in the middle. Inez was the only dude from this banner. Remember when they had equal representation of both male and female characters? Me too. Not anymore. We had Inez repping the only bros for this particular banner, and in flawless form, as his title suggests, he rocked it pretty hefty. He was, or is rather, an axe flyer. He's got a BST of 162, bonkers. I mean, he's got a flag that's an axe. How does that even work? He should win just for that reason, am I right? Inez, honestly, if I had a one that wasn't minus attack, I would use him a lot more. He's got that same kind of Fury-esque thing when you initiate combat without the recoil, which is pretty darn cool. Attack speed, defense res +2 when initiating combat. I genuinely like him. I genuinely like Inez. I'm glad that he was at least a male rep for the summer banners. He's pretty speedy, which is pretty darn great. His base attack is 33. Again, if you're rocking the minus attack Inez, that doesn't really help you very much. But I'm going to give him, again, because he is our only bro from this particular banner, I'm going to give him a solid A tier. Because Inez deserves it, and I don't know what happened to his hair. He got, like, bleached hair for some reason. He went from, like, a toasty teal to, like, a limey green kind of color, and it's very strange. But either way, I'm on Team Inez. I'm a fan, and I'm glad that we had one dude on this banner, at least. Cordelia. Do I even really need to talk about this one? Seriously, do I need to talk about this one? I think everybody knows my feelings about this. She also has a fish. She also has a fish. That does not come around very often, but she is Cordelia, and she has a BST of 157. That's pretty bonkers. She is Cordelia, and also Mayo did her art. And also, it's Cordelia. Also, have you seen her shoot? How does she walk in sand in those? I don't understand the practicality. Although she is riding on a horse, so I guess she doesn't really need adequate footwear. Either way, logistics aside, Cordelia easily gets an S+ tier. I don't care what anybody says. She is an S+ tier in my heart and in art. So that is that. Tana. What do we even say about Tana? Good lord. I think we all appreciated legs and how they are drawn after seeing Summer Tana's art. That's just a friendly fact. She's a red flyer, which is awesome. BST of 149, which for a tome unit, pretty high for the most part. She's one of the better red tomes, honestly, and she's a flyer to boot, which is one of the best movement types, despite what Armor Emblem fanatics will tell you. Tana's pretty solid, man. Tana's pretty solid. She's got a pretty solid weapon. Base stats are pretty darn great. I'm gonna rock her over in the S- tier. If Mayo did the art, she'd easily be an S+ tier. I just want to throw that out there. But for that reason alone, Mayo's pretty much gonna trump anything I say, for the record. But I'm gonna easily give her an S- tier because, gosh darn it, Tana is gorgeous. She's a great unit, honestly. If you get the chance to get her, I definitely would do that. And overall, she's helped out my team quite a bit. So, A+ for Tana, or I guess S- for Tana. What you know about Muspel? That's what I'm saying. Laevatein. Let's look at Laevatein first. So Laevatein, BST 149. She is a flying green tome unit. That's fun. Heavy stats in both attack, not so much in speed, but she is pretty bulky with 31 defense and 26 res. Her weapon's pretty interesting. That's if a hone or rally skill is active, she gets a boost to stats, particularly in the attack res department, which really is where you want them for the most part. So overall, she's a slow, bulky, green tome flyer, which sounds a lot like Spring Camilla, but she's better than Spring Camilla, because I think her BST is a little bit higher. Overall, I don't necessarily know if she's the type of unit that I will use all that often. I haven't gotten her yet, but I do know that the artist that did her art for this one is actually a Xenoblade Chronicles 2 artist, and for that reason, we're going with S- tier, because gosh darn it, Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is a gorgeous game, and if you haven't played it yet, you're genuinely missing. Let's put you here. Let's put you right next to Tana. Oh, Summer Laegjarn. You are the unit that ends up in all of my thumbnails, because I think for the most part, she's pretty fantastic. In fact, she may actually be the best unit in this entire pool, both stats and skills and all of that wise. But we're not really looking at skills. She is a blue tome unit, which is close to my heart because I love blue tomes. She's also a flyer, which flyer is one of my favorite movement types. BST of 149, which for a flyer, for a tome, pretty good. Speed of 37. She is a speedy blue tome unit with attack of 34. It may look like a dagger. It may look like a flask. I don't really know what it is, but it's actually a tome called the World Sea Wave, which allows her to make a follow-up attack before the foe can counterattack if her HP is greater than or equal to 50% and she initiates the attack. And it also gives her +3 speed, which honestly, at that rate, yeah, what else do you need in life? She hits base 40 before boons. So that said, she's pretty solid. I think I don't really need to say too much about her art. In all sincerity, I'm gonna give her an easy S tier because, yep. Oh, who am I kidding? We're gonna go S+. She's earned it. 100% earned it. Gunthra! I never knew that I could love again until I saw Gunthra. Let's be real. I was never the biggest fan of pink-haired girls in anime or games until I saw Gunthra. Gunthra is a unit I don't really talk about that much, but I genuinely love her character. I think her story is just tragic, even though I do make occasionally fun of it. She is a horse dagger unit, which is kind of unique, similar to Summer Lind, who is another unit that I love, but we're not talking about that particular banner, so we're not going to get into that just yet. She has a BST of 150. 150. for a dagger unit. 150. I'm going to say that again. Her speed is just so gosh darn fast at 37. Attack at 33 is, it's there. It's going to do some stuff. Typical daggery things, shenanigans with Tropical Treats Plus as you get. But you also get that Rally Hone boost with the attack res effect. Overall, you know, if we were accounting for base kit in this, which obviously we're not, she wouldn't be all that useful, to be honest. But given the art, given my love of Gunthra, I'm going to give her S tier because I think she deserves it. She hasn't quite hit that level of Cordelia goodness, but I'm still going to pop her up there because I need more Gunthra in my life. Bendi! Hell Bendi! Hell yeah! I don't even care. Look, you can talk about his base kit, which we're not including in this particular grading scale, but my dude is ripped, okay? 168 base stat. Get out of here. Get out of here. He is tanky as all get out. His speed is poo, but that doesn't matter because his attack is 36, his HP is 44. And his weapon gives it like, oh my god, Bendi. Bendi is everything I wanted. I have been wanting a Bendi ult for like, I don't know how long. Probably since he debuted. In fact, when we first saw him in the Book 2 story, I genuinely wanted Bendi to come out. And then when we finally got him on the bear, I was so excited. And now we're getting him in ult form, and I already pulled him, and I'm so happy about that. And he's plus attack. He's also got that Hone Rally boost for attack defense plus, you know? So he's getting +4 attack on top of that. He is a monster. Alright? I freaking love Bendi. I don't care what anybody says. He's S+ tier in my heart. Yulgar. This one's interesting. I don't know how to feel about this particular one because when you think of Yulgar, you don't really think of 168 BST. That's right. Yulgar has the same base stat total as Bendi. What is happening in life? Yeah, no, this is real. This is real life. 42 HP, 35 attack, 36 speed, 30 defense, 25 res. I don't know. I genuinely don't know. She's an infantry axe unit. She is free to play. She's really genuinely pretty good. I'm not even kidding. She's genuinely pretty good. She's got the Rally Hone boost thing with attack and defense. Base kit outside. We do now have Flashing Blade and I think a wave skill? Yeah, even defense wave and a free to play unit. So she is very, very valuable. Her stats are like insane. If you're going to use Grails on a unit, I would save them to get her because not only is she great fodder, her stats alone are pretty darn fantastic. Honestly, as weird as this is, unit alone, I'm giving her S tier because I genuinely think she's that good. I rarely ever use trainees in the main games, so I probably won't use her in here. But I appreciate the fact that I now have Flashing Blade outside of a seal, and then even defense wave as well because I was running low on that particular fodder. So overall, I would probably give her an S tier. I mean, she's an adorable little kid, and she's Bendi's friend, so naturally I gotta put her near Bendi. And there you go. There's my tier list. I have no idea if this makes any sense at all. Noire at an A- B+. I don't know. I just had fun with this one. I didn't care what happened. No D's or F because honestly, if you build up a unit well enough, they're not really that bad. I feel bad. I probably should have given Frederick a friend. I probably should have given Frederick a friend. Let's do this. Let's do this. Is this better? Is that better? Is that a better tier list now? I don't know if it helps. Anyway, how would you guys do a tier list for this first set of summer units that we've got? Feel free to leave your thoughts in comments. That's it for right now. Thank you guys so much for watching. Leave your thoughts about how you would tier these particular set of summer units in the comments, and I will catch you next time.